Шапка по 2, пелик 108.
Пелик 180, дистанция.
Выстрел.
Russian artillery almost hit the Ukrainian infantry when they least expected it.
Я их вот так вот поебашил, у меня... А вы мне гранаты были? Да, да.
The UAV control center of the Ukrainian armed forces in Kirovsk was destroyed by a Russian aircraft-type UAV. Ukrainian armed forces infantrymen are trapped in the woods under intense Russian artillery fire. Ukrainian soldiers are waiting for supportive fire, while at the same time waiting for an evacuation team for their friends in the trenches. Both Russian drone attacks, artillery attacks, and Grad MLRS attacks are giving Ukrainian troops a hard time. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Two servicemen of the Russian armed forces opened rifle fire from close range at a bunker where infantrymen of the armed forces of Ukraine were located. At the same time, they threw grenade-like explosives inside. Meanwhile, the Russian soldiers called on the soldiers in the bunker to surrender. If they surrendered, they would not harm them and would evacuate them safely. Some soldiers accepted this offer, others refused. What do you think could be the reason for their refusal? Write your opinion in the comments. The Ukrainian soldiers in this video chose to surrender. Hiding in the ruins of the building, Ukrainian armed forces infantrymen mistook the Russian soldiers for their own and called out to them. However, this gave away their location. Russian forces surrounded the hiding soldiers and threw grenades and opened fire with rifles. The soldiers of both countries first threw grenades at the soldiers hiding in the bunker, breaking their strength and demoralizing them. In this way, they try to get the hiding soldiers to surrender.
Вы кто такие? Пляницы, да?
If they are offered to surrender without firing, this can be dangerous, because it is much easier for a demoralized and wounded soldier to surrender. This kind of operation is done to get soldiers to surrender. What is your opinion?
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
Поляницы кричат. Отход, давай, закидывай.
An air defense drone, Yelka, carries out kinetic interception of a Ukrainian reconnaissance UAV in the SSE zone. Despite active maneuvers, the Ukrainian UAV was overtaken by the Russian interceptor and lost its tail feathers. Artificial intelligence algorithms embedded in the guidance system of the Yelka air defense drone make it possible to hit the most vulnerable structural elements of Ukrainian UAVs, increasing the probability of target destruction as a result of kinetic interception. On the borders of the Dnipropetrovsk region, Russian VT-40 drone operators struck pickups and armored personnel carriers of the armed forces of Ukraine one by one during the night. These vehicles, which were carrying infantry and delivering various supplies to positions at night, were destroyed as a result of Russian drone strikes. During the day, it may be possible to spot the drones and avoid them or shoot them down. But at night, it is the opposite. You can't see them, and you can't shoot them. Last night, Vasilkiv Airport in Kiev region was raided by Russian-made drones. The explosion was captured on cell phone cameras. Kherson direction. Russian fighters in the village used small arms to shoot down and destroy the Baba Yaga helicopter-type drone in mid-air. New images of armored vehicles destroyed by reconnaissance units of the 44th Corps advancing from the Kursk region to the Sumy region. The Russian army is advancing in the Sumy region, hitting Ukrainian tanks and defense lines. Soldiers of the 44th Corps destroy NATO howitzers, BMPs, APCs, and other equipment with the fiber-optic drone Prince Vandal of Novgorod, destroying bunkers and mortar positions. Russian FPV drone destroyed the D-30 howitzer of the Ukrainian armed forces with a precision strike on the right bank of the Dnieper. The Russian FPV drone slowly approached the target, cold-bloodedly identified its vulnerable point, and destroyed it with a hard hit. Another American-made Humvee and Max Pro armored vehicle in service with the armed forces of Ukraine was captured by paratroopers of the North Group. The Russian fighter says, "We will restore him. He will work and join the war." A large NATO-style weapons and ammunition depot was discovered near Kurakov. The Interior Ministry told TASS that about 2,000 rounds of ammunition were found. More than 100 German-made anti-tank mines were found in the village of Kursk.
Да, мы буквально вчера обнаружили целый схрон, насчитали 103 таких мины.
The Russian fiber-optic drone Prince Vandal of Novgorod was following a pickup of the Ukrainian armed forces. At that moment, the rear door of the pickup opened and a Ukrainian infantryman fell out of the vehicle. Then the door opened once more and an electronic device fell out of the vehicle. Finally, the drone hit the pickup. Dnipropetrovsk region, Novopavlovsk direction. NATO equipment used by the Ukrainian armed forces was destroyed one by one. A pickup truck with Ukrainian infantry was also detected in the same direction. The FPV drone quickly flew to the pickup. The driver of the pickup noticed the FPV drone and thought to stop and get out of the vehicle. The FPV drone hit the pickup hard, and the pickup caught fire. Attack drones reconnoitering on the same road shot down all the enemy vehicles one by one. UAV operators of the 29th Guards Army spotted the stronghold of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Shakhtarskoye direction. They then destroyed the fortress with an airplane-type UAV. Russian drones with thermobaric warheads destroyed the Starlink terminal of the Ukrainian armed forces. The infantrymen inside went outside to check the equipment after the attack. Seeing other Russian attacks coming, the personnel quickly returned inside the building. A Russian fiber-optic drone destroyed a vehicle of the Ukrainian armed forces at a temporary deployment point. Soldiers now have to go on foot. Objective control of FAB 1,500 strikes on targets of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Kherson region from the UMPK. A Russian fiber-optic drone destroyed a Ukrainian 2S-1 self-propelled howitzer near Monakhanivka on the Kupiansk direction. Destruction of a Ukrainian armed forces robotic platform by Russian UAVs in the Kharkiv region. UAV operators and artillerymen of the 29th Guards All-Vostok Army destroyed the temporary deployment point and bunker of the armed forces of Ukraine in the settlement of Bogatyr. In the area of the village of Sergeyevka, a powerful attack was carried out by 9 K-720 Iskander. In the attack, HIMARS used by the armed forces of Ukraine were destroyed with a powerful explosion. Russian reconnaissance drone operators detected a UAV control point from which the Ukrainian armed forces Baba Yaga drone was controlled. First, the Baba Yaga UAV was shot down, then the UAV control point was destroyed. This is how a soldier of the Russian armed forces blew up a bunker of the Ukrainian armed forces using an anti-tank mine in the Pokrovsk direction. Russian aviation and artillery are striking the bunkers and strongholds of the Ukrainian armed forces.
Ёпсы мопсы.
Максимально.
Russian infantry throws explosives at the bunker of the Ukrainian armed forces and destroys the position. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Artillery units of the 305th Brigade of the 5th Guards Vostok Combined Arms Army hit the storage site of the Ukrainian Armed Forces rocket launcher in Volnoy Pole. A soldier engages an FPV drone at very close range. Fighting near Popovka in Belgorod. The 4th Brigade shoots Ukrainian Armed Forces infantry trying to enter the settlement of Popovka, where the fighting has not stopped. Then it detected several Ukrainian drones loaded with ammunition. I don't know why these drones are stationary. Maybe they lost signal or their battery died. Why do you think these drones are stationary? Fortunately, the Russian drones destroyed these drones that looked like mines. Anvar Special Forces are supporting the offensive in the Sumy region and destroying the Ukrainian Armed Forces defense lines. Some special forces are attacking Ukrainian positions near border villages where Russian troops are advancing deep into the Sumy region. Battle on the Belgorod front. The Ukrainian armed forces are again trying to advance towards Demidovka. 34 brigades are destroying armored vehicles and infantry of the armed forces of Ukraine in the border area. The armored vehicle was first heavily damaged after heavy artillery shelling. Then the crew abandoned the armored vehicle. While the armored vehicle was destroyed by drones, drones capable of dropping ammunition hit the infantry hiding in the forest. In the Sumy region, fiber optic drones continue to attack without slowing down. The bunkers and trenches of the Ukrainian armed forces are being attacked by powerful drones loaded with heavy ammunition. Write your thoughts about the drones in the comment section. Robot battle on the Belgorod front. UAV operators of the 34th Brigade attacked and destroyed a Ukraine Armed Forces ground drone near Demidovka.